right when you won, you ripped off your rash guard.
Yeah.
Still rocking the Jackson shorts though, so we appreciate you on
That's
that.
how we do, bro.
Top of the line.
Yeah.
But when you ripped it off, you slam it, you're flexing on everybody. What was going through your head?
What was going through my head? Well, the hardest thing about the tournament was not thinking about the money. Because when you compete, I believe it's important when you compete to be yourself, be truly yourself. And the only way you can do that is by living in the moment. So if you're thinking about the past or the future, what's to come, you're not living in the moment. This creates a bit of anxiety and whatnot. And it doesn't allow you to compete at your truest potential. So for me, just not thinking about the future, not thinking about the past, and living, being absolutely present, focusing on exactly what I'm doing, what's happening in front of me, and appreciating every second. And that was the toughest thing for me. And then once I won, it's just a relief. Because, obviously it'd be cool to celebrate every match, but you can't because the job's not done. You know what I mean? So finally, just get the final submission in the finals and rip the rash guard off, give a big yell, and just appreciate what's going on, my success, and on to the next now. It was a great time.
Bro, that's a good mindset because sometimes your mind can fuck with you, right? Mm-hmm. So that's a good mindset. Like you say you going out there and you fighting or you doing jiu-jitsu or whatever you're doing for like the championship to be for the #1 spot. And you focus on that too much, but he didn't. He had the right mindset.
What went through your mind the first time you ever won the belt in UFC?
That was so long ago, man. But I didn't. I had a mindset kind of like his because but you got to think, I was going to get somebody that I've already beaten, and so to me it was like I just knew I was going to win that fight, but I wasn't really focusing on the belt. And I was kind of thinking that it was too soon for me to be a champion in the UFC because nobody really knew who I was yet because I was fighting in Japan. Only the hardcore MMA fans knew who I was, so that was like a strange time in my career. Like a lot of the American fans didn't know who I was, and so it for me it wasn't really about winning the belt. So I wasn't focusing on the belt.
Did you have anybody in your corner that really helped you prepare for this camp that you could thank, like internally, not like now to give thanks to, but that you could look back and be like, damn, this person really got me prepared? Was there one specific person, or is it just years of the B team?
Well, for sure it's a team effort because I understand where my guys are best at. Like Nicky Ryan's great here, Damian's great there. So I kind of take all of their collective knowledge into competition and utilize it as so. Now we did fly in Coach Dima, which is the guy that ran our jiu-jitsu camp, more for a strategy basis and more mainly so we don't have to coach our students. So he took care of the coaching. He took care of the strategic approach towards competition, and which allowed us to have extreme success. So definitely a combination of everything.
Did you set game plans for your different opponents? Like, did you know which opponent you was gonna have first, second, and third?
Yeah, I knew which opponent I was gonna have first, and then the last three are kind of toss ups because they could win, they could lose. Yeah. But pretty much I studied everybody in the tournament. I figured out where they're best at, where they're worst at, and when it comes to competing, it's mainly reactions. I'm definitely thinking at certain points when it's slower, but for the most part, it's reactions. So with reacting, it's all about how I start the cycle, right? If a guy's a wrestler, I'll start a cycle a certain way. If he's a guard puller, I start a cycle a different way. So mainly just two game plans. He wrestles, I do this. He pulls guard, I do that.
Yeah, don't tell us because people be watching and try to figure you out. Because you got a big target on your back now.
Yep. Big target for sure.